2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. You got to put yours a little bit closer to testing 1, 2, 3. There you go. How's your headset? I can hear it just fine. Try it out. Keep the heat in. An old trick. Thanks for the time. Blackwell, Indiana All-Star. Is that right? Well, that's great. I saw they were over there, and that was that this year. That wasn't bad. That was a pretty good team they were playing. What are you talking about? Altitude, or do welcome back, everyone, and Sports Talk tonight, live from Yogi's as always on Tuesday. Well, as I mentioned going into the break, the greatest sports stories in the history of Indiana. A very thoughtful reflection of why we are and will always be, yes, loyal fans of sports throughout this great Hoosier state. And as such, it will contribute to the desired outcome, which is to tell the compelling story of how and why sports have really played a part in defining our great state. And as we mentioned at the top, we have 4 gentlemen joining us. Brent Slinger, president of the Indiana Sports History, LLC. Also on the board of the Monroe County Sports Hall of Fame, Bob Hammel, who we inducted into the Monroe County Sports Hall of Fame in 2015. And he's mentioned many Hall of Fame awards, I've lost count. But suffice it to say, a great journalist, a great friend, a great author, as is Tom Kulak, the president of the Indiana Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association. Tom dropping in from Lafayette to take time to be with us tonight, and like Bob, an Indiana Hall of Fame sports writer and author, and served 4 decades writing and doing a great job in the city of Lafayette and Tippecanoe County for Purdue sports, for high school and all sports involved. And first of all, we'll start with Brent and fellas, just thanks for joining us tonight. What a great story, held in conjunction. I know, Brent, you've been working on this project for a few years, but tell us, what is basically the great sports stories in the history of Indiana?
Well, Joe, thanks for having us on. First of all, this is exciting because it's a sum total of all the things we get excited about in sports. It's not political, it's not gender, it crosses all social and economic boundaries, and it's one of those things that you can look at it a couple different ways. It's people sitting around and having a beer talking about their favorite stories in the history of Indiana. Our history is so rich with these stories, the coaches, the players, the games, the events, and just a short list. I'm not going to go through everything here, but I want to give listeners an idea of some of the things we're talking about. Within the state of Indiana, in our history, we're talking about the Indianapolis 500, Katie Taylor, Indianapolis Colts, Mark Spitz, the 1954 Lions, Notre Dame football, John Wood, Peyton Manning, Reggie Miller, Hugh Buckley, Bob Knight, George Colorado, Larry Bird, Oscar Robinson. I mean, that's just a start, Joe. And it gives you an idea of the rich history we have in the state that I think truly helps define us.
Well, you got a big job out in front of you, and I noticed the list of about 7 pages long there. I think I counted up anyway, 63 nominations. But Brett, tell me, where did the idea actually come from?
Well, it's interesting. I think that I would point to a meeting I had, a lunch, almost about a year and a half ago with Bob Hammel and Angela Visa. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking if there's 2 guys who could talk to you about the fabric of sports in this state, it would be those 2 gentlemen. And we had lunch, and I'll be honest with you, we got lost in the moment. We began talking about the stories, we began talking about the rich history, and I recognized really quick that we've got something here. And in a sense, we have a responsibility to tell these stories, and that's really where it started.
Well, Bob, and we'll switch from Brent Slinger, and again, Brent is the president of Indiana Sports History, LLC, and you know who Brent Slinger is, a treasurer himself here in Bloomington, Ellettsville, Edgewood, and Monroe County. But Bob, what do you think? You look at the whole scope of things, why do you think our state is so infatuated with sports?
Well, I think because we're lucky enough to be able to watch it. I can talk about history because I live most of it. I was thinking just today that some of the kids I covered who were in high school are in their 80s now. So, so most of that bicentennial I've been around.
We're all waiting. We love you. But you're right. But, you know, you look at and Bob reflect, if you will, on our state's greatest sports treasures. Why do you think that so many of these stories have stood, if you will, the longevity of the test of time?
Well, I think the movie Rouge proved that these aren't just local stories. These are gripping dramas that we've been privileged to watch. Myron is certainly a phenomenal story that Angelo and David Anspaugh were able to capture. It's more than that. It was we were living today and brought up again how much of an influence the Union Championship movie section in 1966 was in that same movie. But beyond that, this is the state of Austin. This is the state of where we're in building football practices. Here, just even the members of that 67 North question. How big a story was that? Plus the basketball championship. Doc set a 6th grade NCAA championship for out March Fitz and that whole the greatest of that program. Where do you stop? Very Yogi was the top program.
That's what I'm saying. You guys, this is a tough task. I'll handle the voice that you recognize. And let me ask you this: how are you putting the documentary together? As we sit here now, April 12th on IU Day. That's why it's so great to have you guys here talking about the 25 greatest sports stories in the state of Indiana. And really biased around the table. But how are you kind of putting it all together, Brent?
Well, it's clear that this is really an IU-centric project, and largely because of the accomplishments of our athletic departments here in Indiana. But I will tell you that we want to make sure this was done right, it was done with integrity, and shortly after my meeting with Angelo and Bob, nearly a year and a half ago, Bob suggested reaching out to the ISSA, which is the Indiana States Rights Sport Broadcasters Association. And what we have done is created a collaborative partnership. And what that has allowed us to do is enable our reach throughout the state of Indiana to sports journalists from tip to tip. And we have actually reached out to this year with first a nomination process, which is what we're sharing tonight with you, Joe. And as we speak, journalists all over the state are voting on the top 25 sports stories in the district of Indiana. So in meeting Tom Kubach, who's here with us tonight, Tom has been just an extraordinary influence on this project. Not only his knowledge, but his effort to make sure that it's done right. When Tom and I met each other, I think we learned pretty quickly we do things right. We're doing it all, and that's kind of the way I feel about Tom. Hopefully, yeah.
Well, and Tom has joined us, and as we mentioned, he is president of the Indiana Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association. And first of all, Indiana Hall of Famer, the sports writer again for the Lafayette Journal Courier, and not to get that confused with the Louisville Courier Journal. Great seeing you. Thanks for dropping in, and what a worthwhile project, and for the ISSSA to be involved from top to bottom and east to west. Tell us, what is the ISSA?
Well, it's a group of, as the name would say, sports writers and sportscasters across the state. And our primary, the ISSA was founded way back in 1946.
Right.
And then we didn't, in 1996, we had our first banquet, and we created a Hall of Fame. And so we just had our banquet, our 21st banquet Sunday, and inducted 6 new members of our Hall of Fame, and it's now surpassed 100 members in the ISSA Hall of Fame. And that's primarily what we're here for, is to honor the best of our best in the business. But then when Brent, what was it, 2 years ago, a year and a half, something like that, when he came to our board meeting and presented his idea, one, you could tell that he had thought out everything. The presentation was very impressive. But if you've got our board of 10 people that are all sports writers and sportscasters, after he got done, I mean, everybody jumped at it. I mean, why wouldn't we want to be part of helping to decide what the top 25 stories are, but also be part of writing the stories about those stories in the documentary. So our guys were gung-ho. I remember a couple guys said, man, I wish I'd have thought of that. But now having worked with Brent, they don't know the number of man hours that this guy has put into this. But it was a no-brainer to become involved, not only in the voting process, but in the writing process and anything else Brent wants us to do. I mean, you've got a bunch of guys that's what they do. That's their livelihood, is to report on sporting events. So it's a tremendous honor to be part of this and to be this directly involved.
I was just going to ask you why you feel you are really the greatest sports stories in the history of Indiana, and why. I mean, a simple question to ask that will have different responses. It means so much to so many, but that said, it also means so much to the individual that I asked. So, why is that important?
Well, I mean, we already know that when we come out with our top 25, there's going to be controversy. There's always going to be, well, why isn't this story in there? Or this story's too high or too low. But that's the beauty of it. It creates a discussion. And we've talked about that a lot, and especially in establishing the nominated stories, whether they should include, for example, the Indianapolis 500, the 500 in its entirety, or break it down, this race or that race, or the driver and everything. And I know when I voted, I stewed over my vote for like 2 weeks. I wrote down what I thought would make top 25, and I ended up with 35. All right, I got to boil this down. And it was hard, what makes it and what doesn't. Then I finally came up with my top 25, and I was ready to pull the trigger, and I stopped. I thought, well, wait a minute, there's one here that I don't have in it. Maybe it should go there. And it took me 2 weeks before I finally said, okay, I'm going online, and I'm going to send in my vote. It's a very, very difficult process, which tells you that there's a lot of great stories involved in this to create top 25.
Tom, it's interesting that you brought up the Indianapolis 500, the greatest spectacle in racing. Brett Glass, who we had on earlier tonight, of course, he being a native of Indianapolis. I'm a native of Speedway. I grew up from day one, and that was, you really got the impact of the greatest spectacle of racing and what it meant to the world. Say, for instance, and talk about this, the impact that Tony Holman had refurbishing the track after the war, and I mean, that could be a story in itself.
Oh, yeah, and really, we've discussed about, if you take the Indianapolis 500, you take Notre Dame football, and you take Indiana men's basketball, and list, for example, Indiana men's basketball, you could include the 5 national championship teams as one story. You can include the Bob Knight era as one story. It could go on and on. But there would be a possibility that the top 25 would mostly be made up of the Indianapolis 500, Notre Dame football, and IU basketball. And some people would view that as a negative, and other people might say, well, if that's what the vote, that results in the voting, then so be it. And Indianapolis 500 probably could take up the whole 25, and you start including drivers and this race and that race, different car improvements and
Bob, the deadline now for the entries, I mean, we're looking at a list of 63. When is the deadline? And tell me your feel. I mean, this is ambitious, but yet too painstaking. Probably one of the toughest things you've dealt into in your journalism.
I think as Tom was discussing the things that are automatic, you certainly can't leave out Indiana high school basketball. That's pretty huge. I do. I think Kirk probably has its own problem.
And then David Bailey with the 41,000, and
Oscar, and all those things. So there's so much here. How easy is it to keep our that's part of the indecision at this point on exactly what constitutes a store. So there's a lot of flexibility left, but the deadline this week.
Yeah, you guys are going to be, since you're both outstanding, you've both been authors, award-winning, you've both been long-time sports journalists, and you're both going to be involved in Tom Kubach and Bob Hammel joining us, along with Brent Slender and Doug Ford from Indiana Sports History LLC. You're going to be involved with writing essays for this, what is going to end up being a beautiful hardbound copy that any person in the state of Indiana may pleasure to have.
There'll be a lot of people on that. It's all male thing. The title IX originated with Bob Indiana. There's a whole spectrum of sports to cover, and we're going to try to catch all those things.
And Tom, do you guys sit out then after the nominations are in, coming out on the 15th? Used to be tax day, we're going to bring, we're going to pay our taxes until the 18th this year. But that being said, this is a big deadline. When do you start immediately, or have you tinkered with sitting down and getting your game plan together?
It's probably more a British decision, but yeah, I think we want to start pretty quickly because we want to get the specific stories assigned to certain people. Now, obviously, if you had somebody that covered an individual, let's say Larry Bird, and if he's in the top 25, if there's an individual that spent a lot of time and covered a lot of his career, we try to match that up. But obviously, I don't know, we had very many people that were around when my line fell off. There was a miracle.
I got there right after.
So, we'll have people that will have lived through and covered a certain event that makes the top 25, and then there might be some others where you're just going to have do some good reporting to find out what went on. Find out some things, maybe some little-known things about a certain event, and include them in our story.
Tom Kubach, the president of the Indiana Sports Writers and Sports Broadcasters Association, passes the mic over to a long-time friend. I haven't seen him for, it's been at least 10 or 15 years, and we're talking to Doug Ford, who is alongside Brent Slender, and as you mentioned, managing partner, if you will, in Indiana Sports History LLC. Looking at the whole scope of things, you got to be elated, not only associating yourself with this subject area and this project with the men you're working on.
No, exactly. When he told me about the opportunity and what he was thinking about doing, it just gave me chills talking about the possibilities of the sports stories, and then being able to work with Bob Hammel and Tom and meeting Mr. Pizzo, and that's just been a thrill for me. I mean, it's just the best opportunity I could find.
Well, let me ask you, and Doug Ford, the voice, and Brent Slender with us, Brent, if you will, learn about the work, and when will the documentary be available then to the general public here in the state?
Well, there's several, what I would call several sections to this. It's a body of work that will cover print, broadcast, and even event. Later this summer, we will be announcing the statewide network affiliated with the top 25 stores. We're going to have some of the celebrities involved in that project, as well as people and writers that have been involved in this project all over through. One thing that I would point to, Joe, is that I think for most people out there who have traveled around the country, if you've been fortunate enough to do so in business or personal reasons, when you share that you're from the state of Indiana, you come to get a question about sports. They might say left on that country, or they may say, well, that's what Indiana's 500. Or they might relate the story of Hoosiers and connect it to Indiana high school basketball. And what I'm suggesting is, why I think this project is essential, is that for many of the 6.6 million people throughout this state and throughout the nation, they connect sports to Indiana. It is so much of our brand, it is so much of our state's identity, and that's why I'm talking with Doug, Bob, Tom, and we got to tell the story. We got to tell it in a very compassionate and knowing way and bring honor to all this work by all these coaches and athletes.
Now, Tom, with all your experience of covering so many different events over your 4 years when you worked with the Lafayette Journal-Courier, this is going to be exciting. I mean, to delve back into yesteryear, to delve into some of the events that you quite possibly covered on your beat over in Tippecanoe County. I mean, you've got to be like it's Christmas in April, May, June, July.
I'm a kid in the candy store, and that's like when our board heard Brent's presentation, and then we started to present it to our members and our Hall of Fame members, and then fortunately we went beyond that to the working journalists, the sports journalists in the state right now. I could not imagine anybody in our line of work saying, well, I'm not interested, or I don't want to vote. I mean, to be part of this, and I mean, it's going to be history making, and to not vote or not want to write, to me that's just, I just can't even fathom that. So as much work as he's put in, and I put a fair amount, but I keep saying it's a cliche, but it literally has been a labor of love. And I just, it's like, you know, you're expecting a baby, and I can't wait for this book to come out and have a finished product to look at.
Well, Tom, we appreciate your candidness and your thoughts and comments on this great budget. And I know they didn't have to twist your arm off, did they?
But you know, when you think about this whole broad subject, what's big is certainly not the ground. I think it's bigger than simply the basketball team. What I say a lot, there are huge stories in there. And they're local, but they're also national, and they're statewide. So we have to really up and down to try to look at that in a broader situation. And as well again, I have been very strong with that great every locality has its own Purdue with Drew Brees and Rob Greasy. That's a pretty good pair of instructions. I love Richmond and Drake and then John Whitman. Reasonably successful person out there.
Well, there's a lot there, no question. You got me totally embellished in this now, and being a Hall of Famer myself within the organization, I can't think of a worthier thing that I've seen come across my desk. And Brent, I thank you for allowing me to bring the gentleman here to at least get us rolling and make awareness of what is going on. So any last few words, and because I want to do another show, Angelo Rizzo's boy, Quinn, is an excellent golfer at South. They have a matchup tonight, and we're going to bring Angelo in before we officially put him in the Monroe County Sports Hall of Fame in July, which will be a big night for Anthony. But I get excited when there's going to be, as you say, not only the print version, but envision film as well. Well, I associate film immediately with Anthony Pizzo, so I want to see what's up his sleeve, so we'll make another show of this. Little without you, because I know you live now, and you're a man of, you got a lot of irons in the fire, and you live in South Carolina now.
Well, I tell you, the thing about Angelo is the creative execution. To think of taking one of the greatest storytellers about sports in the country and have him involved in this project is just extraordinary. And that's why I want to lean on Bob heavily and Angelo in the very beginning to get a sense of this. If people want to follow what we're doing, they can go to Indiana25.com. Indiana25.com. You can follow our progress and our work and some of the updates. We'll be able to release to the public where hope release date will be some of the projects that we're doing. And at some point, we're going to get the public more involved in this.
Well, great. And fellas, again, thanks for making it just a night of great conversations relevant to not only our great state of Indiana, but what we have all made professions on, and that's to follow the student athletes and the many men that have made the headlines down through the years, and why our state takes a backseat to no one. We thank them. The 25 greatest sports stories in the history of Indiana, in conjunction with Indiana's upcoming 200th anniversary in June, coming up just a few short months from now. And we'll be back to close it out. You're listening to Sports Talk here on Tuesday night. We're live from Yogi's.